All right.
All right.
Looks like we're back again, Wally.
Yeah, Sig.
Hey, man. Don't use my God-given name. It's going to embarrass me.
No way, Sig. Sig's my guy. Sig and Wally till we die.
Dude, Sig and Wally actually sounds like a fucking, I don't know, like a sick Irish punk band.
Well, you're acting like I didn't sit and think about that, what those names were going to be. Like
All right,
I
that's
didn't
true.
come up with them on the top of my head. I sat and thought, what sounds cool? Sig and Wally.
I'll be honest. I thought you did just go. What are two names?
Nope. I was sitting at work today. I was like, okay, well, I already picked Sig for him, and I was like, ooh, Wally.
Well, Chad. Sig. Wally. Jesus.
Get your shit together, Sig.
Well, Wally, we scoured the internet for some of the best fights we could come up with,
Yes,
because we are the Fantasy Fight Friends.
that's what we do.
And there's one fight that keeps coming up over and over and over.
Yeah, not a day goes by that in message boards and that don't exist in forums and chat rooms no one uses that this fight doesn't come up.
Yeah, on one side, you've got a guy that's tactful and agile and wears a mask.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And on the other side, you got someone who's green and big and menacing.
Yes.
I think you know what we're talking about. We're talking about Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio. Naturally. So, this is the matchup everyone's been waiting for. Like, since the beginning of internet forums, and it's like, oh, who would win in a fight? I can't tell you how many times the conversation always, at some point in time, whether it's in a couple posts or a bunch of posts, it always devolves into, yeah, well, what about Mysterio versus Rey Mysterio?
Yeah. No, it's something, and nobody can agree on it.
No, that's the thing. No one ever agrees. So we are here to put a nail in that coffin.
Yes.
To finally decide who would win between Mysterio and Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
So
The guillotine
obviously
of
we
fantasy
need
fights.
it is the guillotine of fantasy fights,
Yeah.
because you're going to lose your head over the results. yeah, you like that?
Oh, yeah. You're picking up what I'm putting down.
All right, good. So I think the first thing we need to decide on is the battleground.
Okay.
And is this fisticuffs?
See, and I don't know, because I'll be completely...
Was it a battle of wits?
Who?
Like wits?
Is it a battle of wits? I don't know. I'll be completely honest. I'm not 100%. I should have done more research on these guys. Mysterio, he doesn't have actual powers, right? Or at one point he didn't.
He's a special effects artist.
Right.
And so all of his abilities are just like exaggerated versions of like practical special effects.
Okay, so he doesn't have enhanced strength or anything like that, or agility or
not
anything?
that I know of.
Well,
by the way, we're
traditionally.
talking. Yes.
Okay.
As far as I know, Quentin Beck, which is his real name,
Okay.
which we'll refer to him as every once in a while, does not have any traditional powers. I'm sure you know how comic books are. I'm sure at some point in time, like he fucking sold a black heart or something,
Right.
and
gets the
he
symbiote.
became like Mephisto's like servant and got real powers. But as far as I'm concerned, we're dealing with by the skin of his teeth, scrappy, doing his own thing version of Mysterio.
Okay.
No magic, no actual powers Mysterio.
Well, then you know what? This probably could be just straight fisticuffs, because it's just a regular guy versus a regular guy.
That's true. Well, you're saying that Rey Mysterio is human? Because that guy's superhuman, if you ask me.
I mean, are you saying Rey Mysterio's not?
I'm saying that Rey Mysterio is more than a man.
Rey Mysterio is more than a man, but are you saying Mysterio is not?
No. So here's the thing: they're both men.
Okay.
But one, he's got the power of his mind,
Right.
which is kind of what special effects are, power
Right.
of mind. And then you got Rey Mysterio, power of muscles.
Okay,
and-
brains versus brawn.
Oh, there we go. It's brains versus brawn, battle to the death. I say we do it in a wrestling ring. It only seems appropriate.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because there's theatrics in a wrestling ring.
Oh, dude, can you imagine the fucking promo that Mysterio is gonna cut when he comes out? Because you're okay. So here's the thing. It's like So a fucking stadium. There's a stadium with a stage in the middle. Crowds going goddamn crazy.
Right.
They're here to see. They're here to see Mysterio.
Yes.
He's walking out. He's like I'm the Nature Boy, and everyone's like, what? Who's the Nature Boy again?
Ric Flair.
Yeah, Ric Flair. They're like, what's Ric Flair doing? And then bam, poof of smoke. It's actually Mysterio.
Oh man, he fooled them because I bet they were there
right
to
off
see
the
the
bat.
Nature Boy.
Yep, right off the bat, he's already telling you, like, this is my game plan. You thought I was the Nature Boy? Woo! It's really me, Mysterio. Then you see Rey Mysterio walking out, hugging kids, shaking hands, signing autographs. Kids love this guy.
Yeah.
Kids love Rey Mysterio.
Because he's the size of a kid.
Yeah, because they're like, oh my god, if he could do it, so can I, because we're the same age. And so he comes out, fucking doing frog splashes all over the place. Everyone's like, whoa, what? Already? The match hasn't even started. So Mysterio's out there, and he's all like, and he's like, yeah, hold on, let me hand the mic to my partner. And they're like, partner? And he hands it to an invisible man, and then the mic walks away, and then they're like, what? Oh my god, Mysterio's magical. And then, like, there's a flicker of light, and you realize it was just a man in an invisible suit walking away.
Oh,
and so Mysterio, nothing but tricks up this guy's sleeve.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
fact, his sleeve is a trick. He pulls the sleeve off, there's no sleeve at all.
What? It was sleeveless?
Well, now his tricks are gone, but only the tricks that were up his sleeve. He's got so many tricks.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's his thing. He's full of tricks. But then Mysterio's all like, look at my contacts. And Rey Mysterio's contacts are pretty creepy.
Oh, okay. So, what theme? Because Rey Mysterio usually rocks like some sort of theme to his costume. Is he like
I assume he's
a shark or like?
No, he's gonna be Spider-Man. He's gonna be
I was gonna say, is he
Spider-Man
Spider-Man just to kind of like play psychological games with Mysterio?
I think he is. I think he comes out in the red and the blue and the black, and his mask is themed like Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man theme. Do you think Rey Mysterio could convince Mysterio that there's a small chance that maybe the secret identity of Spider-Man is Rey Mysterio?
Well, I mean, Spider-Man was a wrestler at one point.
There's a history back there, and at this point, I know that as viewers we know Spider-Man's history, but I'd like to think that some of his villains, some of his villains know. They know that he had a history. So the fact that he used to be a wrestler, and now he's dressed like Spider-Man. Maybe he does a couple, like he there's plenty of newspapers with pictures of Spider-Man. It's not hard to get.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
so he's like doing Spider-Man poses.
Spider-Man takes the pictures.
All the time, yeah. Well, or could we say Rey Mysterio takes the pictures, because Spider-Man might be Rey Mysterio.
Maybe.
Now, I think that he couldn't convince Mysterio that he's Spider-Man, but he may get him to the point where he's like, well, shit, I mean, maybe he is. I don't think he is, but maybe he is, and maybe that gets him thinking a little more than he would, and so his head's not entirely in the game.
Right, but the thing
which is bad, because Mysterio's whole thing is his head has to be in the game.
Yeah, but that's what you think, because he pulls off his helmet, and they're like, what, where's Mysterio's head? And he's like, it was a trick. It's in the game. It's right here.
It's in the game. Here it is. They're like, so he's got that fishbowl on his head.
Yeah.
Which I would imagine for a wrestler, that probably is really, it's hard to read him.
Yeah, because you don't know where he's looking.
Yeah, and also he's used to wrestling like in the WWE.
Yeah.
So like they're like faces are next to each other and they're like calling out what the next moves are. This is Rey Mysterio going old school. He's going back to real wrestling.
Yes.
Real luchadism.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's a real term, luchadism.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's a classic Spanish word for wrestling technique.
Okay. All right, yeah. So he's back to his old luchadism days. But he can't see Mysterio's face. He doesn't know what to expect. He doesn't even know. It's like when you wear sunglasses in public and you're like looking at some chick's tits.
Yeah.
But like your sunglasses are on, so it's like you're looking straight, but like she's off to your left a little bit, so you're like checking them out in the
you
side.
totally can look
She'd
at her
never
tits.
know. Yeah, so it's kind of like that, but like in a wrestling match, and you're Mysterio.
Yeah, and that's an advantage. But I feel like at this point, Rey Mysterio has the same thing because of his mask and his eyes being covered with the Spider-Man plastic for his eyes.
Oh, so he has the Spider-Man plastic over his eyes, so it's still a luchador mask, just with Spider-Man like goggle thing.
Yeah. I think he would do that because I think he's gonna go for it with this. He's gonna go 100% like, yeah, man, I'm Spider-Man, and he's so agile that
he could get Mysterio second guessing himself.
Yeah, I think you're
not
right.
Not convinced. I don't think he could convince him, but he could make him go, shit, maybe it's true. Maybe this is Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's beaten me a bunch of times. If there was a man that could be like Spider-Man, Rey Mysterio would be on. If there was a short list, like, say Spider-Man's real, and the government's like, we need to find this menace. Short list, Rey Mysterio's on there.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I would say Rey Mysterio's definitely on there. Probably a couple Olympians.
Yeah.
Like the guys that do, what are those things where it's like hanging, 2 rings hanging?
Yeah, 2 rings hanging, yeah.
The Olympic event, 2 rings hanging.
Yeah, that classic
people that are good at that. People that are good at that are probably going to be on the list.
Parkour.
I would imagine...
Like parkour guys.
Parkour guys. Channing Tatum's got to be on the list.
I think it's probably Channing Tatum, and then like wild card, they're like, and somebody else who's famous, Justin Long.
Justin Long has to be on the list.
Wild card.
Because look at his history.
Yeah.
He's always been the lovable loser.
Yep.
He's got the right build.
Yep.
And like he's kind of a dope, you know.
They're like,
so like
we wouldn't
classic
think it's
Spider-Man.
him. So they're like, okay, make sure you have a wild card on there. That way, if we do get surprised, we were a little bit prepared for it.
And look at all the comics. There's always a hint of truth to anything anyone comes up with. There's always a hint of truth. So when Stan Lee was creating Spider-Man, I think him and Ditko were like, oh, you know who would be a good Spider-Man? Justin Long. Yeah. And they're like, oh yeah, well let's sort of base him off Justin Long then.
Yeah, you know what? I think I've actually read that too.
You read that online or in a book?
In a newspaper.
in a well-written book. Oh,
old
okay.
Newspaper clipping from an interview.
Okay, well I'm going to trust you. I'm going to take you I'm going to take your word for it.
No reason not to.
All right, so match starts.
Wait.
Who do you?
What kind of match is this?
Ladder
match, cage match,
dude,
hardcore.
Winner,
loser
leaves
match.
town. A loser leaves town match.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Loser, but well, okay. Well, I guess what town is this taking place in?
Probably like a town. I mean, dude, that's the stakes right there. You know, because I don't even know if this is big stakes for Rey Mysterio. Like, money maybe. Like if you're like New York City, because that's where Mysterio's from, and Rey Mysterio's like, oh, I can never wrestle in New York City again. That's a lot of money off my plate.
That's true. So we'll call it New York then.
Yeah, New York.
So then they both have something to lose.
Yeah.
So it's a loser leaves town match,
right.
But also there should be a second stipulation.
All right, unmasking.
Oh my God, that's good because in this world, no one knows who either of them are.
Yeah. One is Rey Mysterio. Maybe Spider-Man's real identity is Rey Mysterio, and the other one is what's his name? Quentin Beck.
Quentin Beck. Oh, and that would totally get Mysterio to agree to this match because I don't think they'd have any reason to fight other than, well, it's an unmasking match, and then he's like, well, shit, if it is Spider-Man, I'll know. And
why is Mysterio a villain? Special effects guy.
Yeah, I think he got didn't he get fired for his job or something, and it made him mad, and he wanted to rob banks? I'm sure. I mean, there's probably been a million reasons, but I think I want to say I think he framed Spider-Man for robbing a bank back in the day.
Okay.
But I don't know why.
Well, because he wanted a lot of money, I assume.
I know he robbed a museum. Like, the very first time Spider-Man and him fought, Mysterio robbed a museum, and Spider-Man tricked him into admitting it. But I don't remember, why he originally became a villain. I guess, I mean, it's probably a good idea to know his history. Why did he become a villain?
It says that his attempts to become an actor were poorly received, but he realized that his expertise in illusions could make him an effective supervillain.
Oh, so it's classic villain.
Yeah, he just was like, you know what?
You try to do something, you can't, and then you use those same skills to rob banks.
Yeah, and he's good at it.
Okay.
So they're both rich.
So, then he's clearly doing it for money, then.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, then is Rey Mysterio just doing it because he's got something to prove?
Rey Mysterio is doing it because he's a good guy, and he's got to stop a villain.
Oh, dude, classic hero mentality. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, he actually has more going for him to trick him into thinking he's Spider-Man than I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Rey Mysterio could convince Mysterio that he's Spider-Man.
And you know what, Marvel, I know you're listening. I know you tried that weird thing where you made Spider-Man half black, half Mexican. Maybe you should just make him Rey Mysterio.
Holy shit, is there a chance that in the new Spider-Man it's like a prequel we don't realize and he grows up to become Rey Mysterio?
I feel like, yeah, you should grow up to be Rey Mysterio if they're smart.
Oh my God, why aren't we writers for Marvel?
Or
why aren't we writers for some other competing company and we steal Spider-Man from Marvel?
Yeah, I bet we could do that too.
We'll call him Spider Guy, and he's Rey Mysterio.
No, I was gonna go for Arachnid Man.
Well, but then the man, they'll instantly realize it when we use the word man.
Yeah, Arachnid Guy. You already.
That's why it's Spider Guy. It's Spider Guy.
Yeah, that's better because it's the man that throws him off.
We'll call him 8-Legged Spider-Man.
8-Legged Spider-Man. All right. Perfect.
Because he's not a Spider-Man, he's an 8-legged Spider-Man.
Okay. 8-legged Spider-Man with 8 legs, compound eyes, Spider-Man.
Okay, that will be... Well, anyway, we should be talking about this off air. We don't want people taking our idea.
Yeah.
It's a great
idea.
Stop
listening, Marvel. I know you are. Don't write all this down.
Okay, so now they've come out. They're in the middle of the ring.
Yes.
I would imagine the crowd is on Rey Mysterio's side.
But the best part is Mysterio's okay with this because he lets Rey Mysterio do his thing, and Rey Mysterio's like, I'm a good guy, and I'm going to stop this villain. And then after he does his dumb thing, because it's just, he's talking in the microphone, all of a sudden, now it's Mysterio's time to shine, and he starts darkening everything and moving his hands around, and
strobe lights and smoke and
fireworks and
stuff.
Lightning and all this stuff's happening, and he starts floating.
A dragon, literally, a dragon is flying around the stadium.
Yeah, and he starts floating in the middle of the ring with a cloud of smoke under him, billowing out, and this is gonna put Rey Mysterio on edge because he's like, I thought he was a regular guy.
Oh, and there's some dickhead in the audience like, I know how he's doing it. It's not real magic. I know how he's doing it. And there's a couple people next to him like, oh, God, I hate that guy.
He's like, wrestling's not real. This clearly isn't real.
Oh, yeah, this is the battle of two things that people say aren't real, but maybe they are.
Yeah.
Wrestling versus magic.
And then there's just a guy on the side with, it's like, his sign just says, Mysterio 316.
And no one knows whose sign it's for. They're like, who are you rooting for? But that was his goal. Like, he wanted to.
He's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get on TV for this.
I'm going for Mysterio. Like, everyone's like, oh, I hate this guy.
I hope Mysterio wins. That's what it says on his other sign. His friend next to him says, I hope Mysterio wins.
There's a bunch of dudes just with the worst signs.
So he starts floating up, and then Rey Mysterio notices he's losing the crowd. Right? He's floating up there, and he's like spinning around, and he's throwing out all his stupid villainy, talking about how he's gonna get Mysterio, he's gonna take his mask and he's gonna nail it to the middle of the ring, and then he'll have to walk out of this city in shame and never come back. And as he does this, Rey Mysterio runs, bounces off the rope, jumps in the air, grabs Mysterio, and then they start swinging back and forth, and then they realize that Mysterio was just on a wire the whole time, and the wire snaps, and he pile drives him into the middle of the ring.
Which, at first, the audience is like, oh, what a phony. But, having the silver tongue that Mysterio does,
right.
He goes, no, Spider-Man shot a web. Didn't you see it? We were swinging from a web. And slowly gets the people
they buy it a little bit.
To believe in magic again. And, adults feel like children again because they believe in magic.
Yeah, as he rolls away, he gets up and he starts going, shooting little, lightning bolts out of his hands, and, he's like, see? My power!
And then everyone's like, oh my God, his power, I can see it.
Mysterio's just standing over there like, ugh, just clenching his fist, shaking. Ugh, I gotta get them on my side.
Okay, so now he pile drived him, is that what we agreed?
Yeah, he grabs him and pile drives him into the thing, and it puts a crack in his little helmet.
Well, I was going to say, is how conscious is Mysterio of making sure his head doesn't get cracked open, because, that's essentially the unmasking right there.
Yeah, I would say that...
And what's the point of winning if you're just going to get your mask broken in the ring?
Yeah, it cracks a little bit, and smoke starts to kind of go flying through there a little bit.
Good Foley work, dude.
Yeah, thank you.
You didn't even have to describe that. I would have known what was happening if you just made the noise.
It's a noise I hear a lot.
Yeah,
that's why I'm so good at
even though we're friends, I'm not afraid to tell you that you're really good at that.
You know what? And because we're friends, I can accept that and say, you know what, I think so too, without knowing that you wouldn't think I'm like a cocky fool. I know
you're not being arrogant. You're just being you're being honest.
It's a matter of fact. It's a matter of fact thing. Thank you.
Okay, so now at this point. People are crazy if they thought that a wrestling match was not going to have a couple mysterious guests showing up.
So who comes? What music do we hear? What music do we hear come over the screen?
So all of a sudden, you hear some fucking shitty new metal,
and all like, all this. Ooh yeah, I'm gonna kill a man about it.
Perfect, and then fucking Randy Orton, the Viper, comes walking out, slithering on out, and everyone's like, "Whoa, what? No, no way!" And you assume that he's there to help Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, because you're like, okay, wrestler helping wrestler. Yeah, that makes sense.
Until he runs to the ring, slides under the bottom rope, and grabs Rey Mysterio. Bam! Grabs him by the neck, slams him down on the ground, and reaches his hand out. Mysterio reaches his yellow gloved hand up to Randy Orton, and he goes, "You're late, Randy." And then Randy goes, "Sorry, I was having sex with some hot chick." And then helps Mysterio up, and everyone's like, "Holy shit, he's here to help Mysterio!"
Oh, no.
Randy Orton, the Viper, is here to help Mysterio.
Yeah, okay. So then they're slinging him around the ring, and then Randy Orton slings him, and then Mysterio floats in the air, and he lightning bolt missile kicks him in the chest, and Mysterio's getting it hard, and then all of a sudden you hear another noise come over the screen. You know what it is?
Oh my god, what is it?
Wow! It's a battle Wildcat, and you hear Wildcat scream "Wow!" like that, and you're like, "What?
Okay.
Who's that even?
Who could that be?"
And then like they got him strung up in the middle of the ring, and they're like hitting him around like a tetherball, and then you hear, and the rope breaks, and you're like, "Who shot that shot?" And then all of a sudden, in the rafters, you see Kraven the Hunter. And he's up in the rafters, and he's like...
And everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's Sting! It's Sting!" But then you realize after like a couple seconds that it's not Sting up in the rafters for once. No. It's actually Kraven the Hunter.
Yeah. People thought it was going to be Sting. It was Kraven the Hunter. So a villain's helping
and then,
Rey
and you hear
Mysterio.
And you hear another Jaguar cry, "Row! Row!" Sounds just like a Jaguar.
Dude, I know.
Jumps down, literally lands on his feet like a cat.
Yeah.
And then picks up Rey Mysterio, and it's like, come on, Rey, cannonball special. Picks him up, throws him like Wolverine.
Nice.
Fucking bouncing back and forth. He's using all his agility to bounce. Like he flies into Randy Orton with a kick, and then jumps into Rey Mysterio with like a punch, and then grabs his shoulders and flips him over, and then uses his momentum to kick off back into Randy Orton as Randy Orton's getting back up.
Just gets those legs around his head and whoom, slams him down on his head.
Yeah, and then out of nowhere, you're like, "Oh my god, this is so crazy!" Like Rey Mysterio, he's turned it completely around. Fucking Kraven the Hunter starts throwing bolos at everybody's feet. Everybody's feet,
what?
including Rey Mysterio.
Oh, a double cross?
Because Rey Mysterio did such a good job of convincing Mysterio that he might be Spider-Man, that now every villain in New York thinks that maybe Rey Mysterio might be Spider-Man and wants him unmasked.
Yep.
So now everyone has some stakes in Mysterio winning. If Rey Mysterio wins, no one will get to see Spider-Man unmasked.
But Kraven's got such a prideful man, he wasn't going to let Mysterio do it. So now what we know...
Well, he thought Randy Orton was an actual Viper. He was there to catch the human-sized Viper, and he's like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, and we know what this match is called now. It's the Sinister Six match.
Yeah, well, but so far we've only seen
Three. Well,
Three?
Randy Orton's not one of the Sinister Six.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I mean, he probably thinks he is because he's so cool. He's like, I'm automatically a Sinister Six, but he's not actually a Sinister Six.
Man. Maybe he is one of the Sinister Six, because in a complete surprise, no one saw it coming. Randy Orton rolls out of the ring, and he's going under the ring, and everyone thinks he's grabbing a chair. But really, he grabs what looks like some type of strange outfit.
Okay.
Colored green.
Uh-oh.
And then, bam!
He's a scorpion?
He's a scorpion.
Dude, Randy
Orton reveals himself as the Scorpion.
Dude, he would be a really good Scorpion, too.
Because the original Scorpion, he's off being Venom.
Yeah.
The new Venom.
Yeah.
So someone had to take up the mantle of the Scorpion. Guess what? It was Randy Orton. Because
no.
Everybody already calls him the Viper. Why not be a Scorpion as well?
Oh, no.
Why not also be the Scorpion?
Hold on real quick. I wanted to ask something. When I made a cat noise, did you secretly hope it was going to be Black Cat?
I didn't know where you were going.
You thought it was going to be Black Cat, though, right?
I thought for a second it might be.
And you were you're pretty happy about that.
Well, Black Cat would have been in the... But then we have to start bringing the divas. I don't know any of their names.
Yeah, I don't know any of the divas either.
I think there's isn't there someone like Lisa, or no, Kelly. There's Kelly. She's a diva, I think.
Okay, fair enough. Kelly. Well, we'll keep her in our back pocket for later. I'm sure.
Oh, and Caitlyn. I think there's a chick named. Oh, and Caitlyn's hot. Yeah, but she's got a boring ass name.
Yeah, we can't have Caitlyn.
Black Cat would beat Caitlyn. By the way, sidebar, okay. Real quick, fantasy fight friend sidebar. Black Cat would beat Caitlyn.
Okay.
No discussion needed.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're right.
So now we don't know who's who.
Yeah.
We know that Kraven the Hunter is there to try and help unmask Rey Mysterio.
Yes.
We know that Rey Mysterio and Mysterio are fighting, and we know that Randy Orton is actually Scorpion, and he is on Mysterio's side still.
Okay, that's what we know. One thing we don't know. Question. One thing we don't know. Who's the ref? Because there's always a ref. Who's the guest referee?
There is always a ref. Who's the guest referee?
Guest referee. Shit. Yeah. He has to be impartial, Mike.
Who could possibly be impartial?
Yeah, who would have no stake in a Sinister Six match?
I'm trying to think. Who is okay to work with villains, but has also double-crossed lots of villains?
Probably like a Deadpool type character. Not Deadpool.
Yeah, like an anti-hero of some type.
Right.
Oh, Punisher.
Okay.
Because he's, in his eyes, Spider-Man's almost as much a menace as everybody else.
Yeah.
Because he's just a regular guy.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. And who's going to be able to hold his own if this match gets out of control? The fucking Punisher.
Yeah, he's just standing there and he's got like 2 guns in his holsters and he's got his arms folded and he's sitting against the turnbuckle like, yeah, all right, guys, finish it.
Yeah, hurry, hello. Somebody pin someone.
So, but the good thing is that now for Rey Mysterio, he knows that even though more guys are getting added into this match, everybody who's in this match, the winner stays in New York. Everybody leaves. So he knows that tonight he could get rid of some of the biggest supervillains in New York.
Oh my god, he could get rid of every villain.
Yeah. So, I mean, he could really be the hero of the city. And maybe people would believe.
Maybe he already is the hero of the city.
I mean, maybe.
We still don't know whether or not he's Spider-Man.
And I kind of believe he is at this point.
Even Mysterio has convinced me. Wally? Is that my name?
No, you're Sig. I'm Wally.
Oh, okay. Well, at least I remembered Wally's name.
Yeah.
I didn't even remember
Well, you remembered my name.
My bad, Wally.
No, it's okay, Sig.
Okay, so, at this point, the Punisher doesn't have much going on, so he's on his phone. He's chatting up honeys.
Yeah.
He's probably chatting up Psylocke and Marrow.
Yeah, he's like, hey, man, come down to my little... I got a little nice spot in the sewer. You can come down there later. I could punish you.
And Marrow's all, like, not used to getting hit on. She's, like, fucking flustered. She's all blushing. And
what are you even talking about? Wait, what's wrong with you? Oh, my God.
And someone who's down there. Someone's down there just like, oh, you're gay, Marrow. Just like making fun of her because she's like all flustered. She's like, shut up, get out of here. I didn't say you could come in here.
How do you even know I have a cell phone?
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay, so now at this point, things are, as much as Rey Mysterio wants to clean up the streets, things are looking bad.
Yeah.
Because now he has to worry about Kraven. And then now Scorpion, Randy Orton, and still Mysterio, who has no one knows where he is. Actually, when Kraven showed up, everybody's eyes were on Kraven, and no one's seen Rey Mysterio in a long time.
Well, just not Rey Mysterio or Mysterio?
I'm sorry, actual Mysterio. Sometime during the craziness of Kraven showing up, Mysterio disappeared. Now, you're allowed to leave the ring as long as you want. This isn't a disqualification for this match. Plus, everyone knows that Mysterio is full of tricks, so this might be a trick.
He could be in the ring, and you just can't see him.
He could be standing there, and we would have no idea. I'm sure, there's some mirror, or like he's standing with a sheet that's like painted to look like where he is.
Yeah, he's just the guy behind him is like, he's right there. He's just holding up a sheet that looks like the ropes.
But like one section of the audience is really confused.
They're like, what's Mysterio doing? He's just standing there holding that blanket. The Punisher can clearly see him.
Punisher's like, I'm gonna allow it.
I'm okay with this. It's a no-holds barred.
At this point, people are like, man, would somebody just pin someone? God, you'd think someone could pin someone already. Yeah. Who on earth would be able to pin someone? Yeah. You'd have to be like the king of pinning people to pin someone, apparently.
Yeah.
And speak of the devil, guess who comes in?
Mephisto the devil.
Mephisto the devil. Literally, speak of the devil, Mephisto shows up. And he's like, hey, Mysterio, I'm here to give you superpowers to sell your soul. But he's like, hey, where's Mysterio? And Craven's like, who are you? And
dude, excellent Craven. That's exactly what Craven would say.
And then so Mephisto's like, I'm here to give Mysterio his powers. And Craven's like, what? And then Craven is insulted.
Yeah.
Craven is insulted that someone would show up and respect someone other than him more than him. So Craven starts throwing bolos at Mephisto.
Oh.
And everyone's like, oh my god, I can't believe Mephisto's here.
And then
demons are real. And now like the crowd has a lot more things to be concerned with in this match, because they're finding out that like a lot of things they didn't think were real are fucking totally real.
Everything is crashing down on these simple-minded wrestling fans standing there with their Mysterio 316 sign. He's just like, what? Oh man, this Bible verse just took on a whole new meaning.
The biggest thing they had to worry about yesterday was whether or not real Sin Cara was real Sin Cara or real Sin Cara was fake Sin Cara.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, now they're dealing with demons.
Yeah.
And they're dealing with one of their favorite wrestlers becoming a villain. Oh. And they don't know if Rey Mysterio is actually Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And now they have all these crazy things. So Mephisto's like the bolos are like hitting him, but Mephisto's just like turning them into snakes, and they're slithering away, and which infuriates Craven. But Craven sees the snakes slither away, and he has to go catch them. So
he's a hunter.
Craven is predisposed for a little bit,
right,
trying to catch the snakes that are actually his bolos that Mephisto turned into snakes.
They were perfectly weighted bolos, and he's like, I need those back.
I really need those back. It took me a long time to craft them.
I don't miss very often.
He made them out of coconuts and vines. And so Mephisto, unconcerned with taking part in this match, stands to the side. He just needs Mysterio to come back so that he can give Mysterio his powers.
Yeah, you still can't fight Mysterio. It's weird. Now, meanwhile, Randy Orton's got his scorpion tail, and he's just like just trying to hit Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio's doing cartwheels and backflips.
Is he using his tail to stab, or is he shooting poison?
He's trying to stab him. He's trying to impale him with him, and he's doing cartwheels and backflips, and he's jumping off ropes.
And there's people in the front row that don't realize that the poison is actually like real acid. They think it's like a Gallagher show, and they've got like trash bags they're holding up like they're in the splash zone.
And they're like,
but like there's a couple of people in the audience who are like, I think that's real acid. Are those people safe? But like the place is so crazy that no one's paying attention to those guys.
People safe? The guy he just went with his friend to the wrestling thing. He's not really a big wrestling fan.
He's like, I don't really like wrestling, but like, this seems dangerous.
I thought wrestling was fake, but that looks like real acid. Like, I can see smoke on that.
Like, I know that Mysterio has good tricks, but it's all practical effects. That acid seems convincing.
Hey, somebody should really stop this guy.
But just like in real life, the wrestling fans refuse to see what's staring them in the face is real.
So I feel like at this point, Rey Mysterio's really in a bad place right now. He's clearly overwhelmed by what's happening.
Yes.
And
so
he's doing everything he can, and the Punisher, he's a really impartial ref.
We chose a perfectly impartial ref.
He's really there to just smack the mat when someone gets pinned. He doesn't care. So, but in the cartwheeling, in acid spitting, some of it gets on Mysterio's curtain that he was holding up.
And then it's revealed that Mysterio's been there all along. He's like, to the several people who were still sitting in the right spot to fall for the curtain.
And Mephisto.
Which, by the way, Mephisto happened to be right there in that right spot, so that he had fallen for it as well.
He's like, what? Oh man, does this guy even need superpowers?
Yeah, he said that, and then he leaves.
he's like, nope, he doesn't.
He's fully convinced by Mysterio, like most people, that this guy doesn't need powers. He's living powers. He's powers incarnate.
Yeah, he must have them. So
he must have already got them from someone else.
So they start trying to team up to take down Rey Mysterio, and then you know what happens? Another master figure shows up.
No way. Yeah. Wait, does music start playing?
Yeah, like some acid jazz.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, if you know what that sounds like, you know what's happening.
If you know anything about acid jazz, you know who was about to walk out. But I won't ruin it, Chad. I'll let you say.
Yeah, since we already have a Spider-Man out there, it's the Scarlet Spider-Man comes rolling out of there, and he starts swinging towards the ring after he shoots a webbing out.
And everyone's like, "Oh my God! Remember? Oh, it's Ben Riley. Ben Riley's here."
It's like he's like he must be related to Rey Mysterio. He looks like Rey Mysterio, but like not as cool looking as Rey Mysterio.
Oh my God! Rey Mysterio might actually be Spider-Man. There's like all the people in the crowd, like they're loudly going through their mental process.
They're talking. Well, they have to yell because they're talking to their friends about it. But everybody's going ape shit right now because of all the people that are showing up, and it's turning into pandemonium in this place. In some ways, the most interesting match isn't even taking place in the ring. It's taking place in the hearts and minds of the audience. Yeah, because I mean, if you're not here at this match, this is a life-changing thing that these people will tell their grandchildren about.
And by the way, this is a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So not only do all the people that paid for the pay-per-view watching it, but all the people that pirated it and are watching it on Justin.tv, they're also like pretty blown away by what's happening.
Yeah, and at this point they're like, I probably should have paid for this.
Yeah, in fact, all of them in a unexpected move.
Yeah.
Justin TV goes, you know what, we're fronting the bill, and they find out how many people are in all the illegal streams, and they pay for the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
They pay for all those people because this is just that worth it.
Yeah, and so what had happened is Rey Mysterio's one of his greatest weapons had just disappeared in this match because of all the acid throwing. The ropes had just been burned through at this point, and he relies on them. He relies on them.
He can't luchador around on the ropes anymore.
Yeah, his 619 has been eliminated. His signature move, he can't even perform it now. He relies on the ropes to do so. He's a high flyer, so he might be Spider-Man. He needs that.
Jesus.
But what do we got? Wait. His savior comes in, and all of a sudden, the Scarlet Spider starts...
Does he start spinning webs to make the ropes? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he starts...
So the Scarlet Spider, being an honorable man, goes, "There you go. Everybody gets one," and then fucking leaves.
Yeah. That's what he was there for, because he knows this is Rey Mysterio's, and he doesn't want to steal his glory, and he knows
as a hero. Yeah, he knows as a hero he would never want someone to steal his glory, so he's not about to steal somebody else's glory.
So I feel like at this point we really need to sit down and reassess our impartialness, because I feel like we've done such a good job where we've kind of decided and have said, you know what, no matter what, Rey Mysterio is going to prevail over this. And we've gotten away from being impartial, and we've started taking sides.
But Chad, here's the thing. Okay. I'm sorry, Sig.
Wally.
I'm sorry, Wally.
Remember your own name.
I'm apologizing to myself as well, because really I'm the one who's getting the biggest disservice right now.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'm apologizing to Sig and also Wally.
Yes.
Here's the thing. Everyone, it's reached a pinnacle at this point.
Yes.
It is so crazy. Everyone's like, it's over. It's over. There's no way anything can happen. Mm-hmm. At least that's what the audience would think if the audience was real. Because out of nowhere, Rey Mysterio is cartwheeling around, and he cartwheels on the ground. His hand hits something and crushes it, and it's a small hollow cube. And then all of a sudden, the world around him starts fading away, and he's in an empty warehouse filled with mannequins. And Mysterio's sitting there on a throne the whole time. The whole time he hasn't been anywhere near. He's just been tiring him out, fighting nothing. He walks up to him, hand on the neck, slams him down to the ground, grabs his leg, pulls it back. Dude, but you know what? Punisher was there. Punisher was the only real thing about that match.
He's like, you did need someone officiating this match.
And then one slap.
Oh no.
2 slap. You think he's going to kick out, but he's too tired. He's been wearing himself out the whole time. Mysterio, the master of mystery, he did it. And then, bam, 3rd slap.
Oh, no.
And it's over.
What?
It's over. And Mysterio won.
Oh, no.
Mysterio won, and the Punisher's like, I can't believe it. I can't believe it, Webhead. You didn't do it, because even Punisher is convinced at this point that Rey Mysterio has to be Spider-Man.
He has to be Spider-Man. There's no way Spider-Man loses.
So then, since honoring the rules as a good guy, before he leaves town, he has to take his mask off.
Yeah.
He takes his mask off.
Oh, no.
And he's not Spider-Man. He's just Rey Mysterio.
Oh, no. He was just Rey Mysterio. He wasn't Spider-Man.
He was Rey Mysterio all along. But guess who's standing behind Mysterio right now?
The Punisher?
Yes, but guess who's behind the Punisher?
There's somebody else?
Yeah, it's Spider-Man, and he web slings over. He takes Mysterio, says something snarky about his head looking like a fishbowl, wraps him up in webs, flips him up upside down, takes a picture of himself, walks up to Rey Mysterio and goes, "Hey, big fan. Hope you don't plan on leaving anytime soon." And then Spider-Man and Rey Mysterio shake hands.
And then there's a little camera that drops down from a web and takes a picture of that.
Yeah, and then it's on the front page, and J. Jonah Jameson's like, "Damn it, Rey Mysterio is a mess."
Run him out of a town, I say. He should have lost the match, and he's a fraud if he steps foot in New York one more time.
And then J. Jonah Jameson gets fired because people think that he's being racist against Mexicans, but really he just doesn't like masked people.
Yeah, but he for some reason he called him a wetback.
Yeah, but no, he claims he said webhead, but a couple people, the couple people that I trust are pretty sure that he said wetback.
He put it out there. He has his own newspaper, and he wrote a little sham column by one of his reporters talking about how he really didn't say that. He would never say something like that. He said webhead.
He's like, "I was saying webhead," and we're like, "We're pretty sure you said that you called Rey Mysterio a wetback, JJ."
Yeah, and the real winner is the city of New York because
now that they don't have to worry about the media constantly cramming lies and propaganda down their throat.
Yeah, and Joe Jameson got run out of there. He's in some podunk town writing, because that's all he can afford now, writing a blog online about conspiracy, and he hooks up with
now he's a blogger. Guy. And he's not even, he doesn't even have that many people. Yeah, he's like Alex Jones now. J. Jonah Jameson becomes Alex Jones. He's talking about the Bloomberg Mafia and how they took him down.
And reptile and plant people.
And he's always talking about hunter-killer robots, but really, Smythe is like, "Oh no, he knows." And the Kingpin's like, "How did he find out about the hunter-killer robots?"
And all the plant people are like, "Oh no. How do you figure out there was plant people?"
Yeah, Groot from the Guardians of the Galaxy is like, "I am Groot." But what that really means is how did he know?
Yeah, and Jameson he's basically he's not really a conspiracy guy. He's telling the truth all the time.
He's just telling everybody the truth, but no one believes him.
he's like
there's a race of people living in the sewers. They're called the Morlocks, and they're like, "Yeah, sure they are."
And there's hunter-killer robots. They call them Sentinels.
Magneto has his own planet. It's an actual asteroid. Yeah, sure it is.
And there's weather fights. There's beings controlling the weather, using them to war against the other countries.
There are people from the future. They're coming back and they're changing what happens. Everyone's like, "Yeah, sure they are, JJ. You fucking crackpot."
And he does. He probably gets really addicted to drugs and alcohol because no one will believe him, and he knows he's telling the truth.
The only person that believes him is the Shocker. Yeah. But the Shocker has such little credibility that everyone's like, "Well, there you go. Look at the people that listen to this guy, like the Shocker."
Yeah, they have a little segment on his radio, his crazy ham radio show, with the Shocker comes on.
It turns into a meme, it's J. Jonah Jameson, saying things, and, up top it's "People from the future are real," and then at the bottom it's "Also, radioactive animals give you superpowers." Everyone's like, "Ha ha ha, I'm gonna reblog this, I'm gonna put this on my Tumblr."
And it just helps Spider-Man's credibility, and all the superheroes that they're there. And then everybody's like, "Rey Mysterio was the real winner here. He saved the city."
Thanks, Ray. So, I feel like we put a nice little bow on this one. Yeah. It's the fight that people have been waiting for,
obviously,
since the history of the beginning of history and time.
Yeah, no, I couldn't have. I don't think there's a better way you could have said that.
I agree. It's why I worded it that way. The winner between Rey Mysterio and Mysterio. The winner's you. First off, for getting to hear that.
Yeah.
But the winner in the fight, clearly, it's Rey Mysterio.
Wait, no.
Oh no, it's Mysterio. But in the end, Rey Mysterio sort of wins.
Well, because he won our hearts.
He won our... Okay, so the winner of our hearts is Rey Mysterio, but the winner of the fight is Mysterio.
Yeah, correct.
Mysterio. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, there you have it.
Yep. Sig and Wally.
Sig and Wally signing off.
Yeah.
Fantasy Fight Friends, fucking bring in resolution to all the fantasy fights you've always wondered. Yeah, we're fucking putting it in stone.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
Well,
nothing left to say there. Sig and Wally signing off. That's right.
Yeah, Sig and Wally signing off. See you later, everybody.